Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again. This is part 2 of the video where we're setting up our VPN connection for Debian. So let's jump back into it. Okay, so the last time I recommended that you set up PIA, or Private Internet Access, as your initial VPN on this fresh system. One of the reasons I do that is because you're able to buy an account with a gift card. So it's one of the easy ways to purchase a VPN service anonymously. As we move forward in all of this, I'll show you how to get some anonymous Bitcoin, and then your options expand considerably because you can buy lots of services and proxy with this anonymous Bitcoin that are going to keep you and your system anonymous and private. So let me get back into it here. Okay, we're in Debian 9 and we've installed our OpenVPN software. We edited our config and we had to do a reboot. So I'm going to go back to this. If you recall, we go to their support and hit Debian, and then there's OpenVPN. And there's a special article down here on how to do it in Debian, which is a little tricky. Okay, so we went through all of this where we installed the software, we did our sudo update, we reconfigured the network manager config file, and I went ahead and downloaded a bunch of their profiles. Okay, so now that we're ready for that, we can go ahead and configure these in Gnome. So it's pretty straightforward. So we go up here to the top. Let me, so we're at 150 anyway, okay. So we go over here to the network, the settings icon, and then we go to network, and we want to hit the plus down here. We're going to add a new service. Okay, so we got our OpenVPN up here. Now that this configuration is there, it makes it easy to do these imports. So we've got the folder here, the OpenVPN, and let's choose, what's the auto in there? I don't see it. Okay, I'm just going to do California, and we're going to click open. Okay, so one of the first things that you need to do is remove that 11.9.8 here. That somehow breaks things. Okay, and then we're going to use enter our username. Whoa! Oh well. All right, I will enter a username here. Okay, and then the password. And we'll hope and pray I enter that correctly. Now we need to go down here to Advanced Security. We're going to choose AES 128 and SHA-1. That looks good. Let's see, where's it? Custom Gateway Port. There we go. We tick this, and then we change that to 98. So that's the little step you have to take to get this thing to work right. And like I said, the security is fine for our setup here. We'll just click OK, and then we add this guy. Okay, and there we go. So now we've got it. Let's test it, see if it's working. We turn it on, it's connected, and there we go. Okay, and then you can tell up here in the corner when you see this lock. It's a little bit hard to see. But that lets you know that you're connected to your VPN. And in some of our setups, when we get into the Unix system and on VirtualBox, sometimes you get disconnected and you find out by things that you're trying to do just not working, network connections not working. So I like to set up my Unix so that I can actually see, even though I'm in my virtual environment, I don't go full screen. I set it up close to full screen so I can still see my top bar and notice and check that lock icon. And that way I've got a running status that tells me that I'm still connected to my VPN. And if I see it's disconnected, then I know that I need to restart all that stuff. Now, I've only connected one here. It's a little bit tedious, but we need to do this again, over and over again, until we get as many in there as we feel are necessary. I try to stick to the US myself, but you could put them all in there one by one. And as you can see, you got to go through the whole setup every time. Put in your username and password. My recommendation is to create a little text file with your username and password that you can just cut and paste in for every one of these. And don't forget to remove that number, and then go over here and tick this up and take it up to 8. And enter your username and password each time and click add. And let me go ahead and just do this one just so you can see what it's going to look like. Okay, I'll go ahead and enter this one here. Oops. And the password, of course, mine is a little difficult. That's what happens when you're the crypto dad. You make things hard on yourself, right? Okay. Let me click add. So now we have 2, and it looks a little better when you pull this guy down here. Yeah, so you'll notice that when you go to VPN here, you've got these little levers or switches, and you can switch between them. And then when the lock lights up, you know you're connected again. And add as many as you feel are necessary. Like I said, it's a little bit tedious, but once you get them done, you've got several that you can play around with and connect to the internet through a VPN, and then from there we'll go forward and install some of our other software. So thanks for joining me. It's good to have a VPN as your foundation. That gives you privacy. It's a tunnel between you and your VPN service. And of course, if you set up this PIA with a gift card, they don't have any record of you in their logs. They're going to have your traffic logs and your original IP address, but it's going to make it a little more difficult for someone that may know your name and is looking for your records with just your name. They're not going to be able to look you up by name or phone number or credit card number or anything like that. So it just makes things a little harder. So thanks for joining me. I hope to see you again, and give me a like and subscribe if you want. It's good to see you. Thanks.